Hello there. It is, it's February 17th of 2025. It's, I don't actually know what the time is right now. I think it's like, I think it's getting somewhat close to 7 p.m. right now. Or, what is that? Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say there. But, anyhow, so, I think it was actually pretty good overall. And got my grade back on my first accounting exam that I had. Was it last week, I think? And excuse me. I got a 91. So I feel pretty good about that. And today's class was not too bad. I did pretty well with the exercise. And I think I'm kind of getting this sort of rhythm for, well, I think I got it a little while ago, but I think I kind of like more properly, or at least like consciously, whatever, understand this sort of pattern of it, right? I mean, so that's good. Of like how we do assignments, or what we do for each day, that kind of thing. Not 100%, but I think a lot more than I used to. So that's definitely pretty good. I'm gonna put my gloves on. So let's see here. So I've already actually got the last Minecraft video out here, done. So that's fantastic. That was the Minecraft multiplayer survival series, episode 7, I think it was. I released that earlier, because I actually ended up editing it during my break here, and fortunately I didn't have other homework stuff I was really going to work on there. Now I think the only homework I have right now, unfortunately it's not any accounting stuff, is excuse me, is just potentially work on the philosophy class paper. But I don't know. I might be able to get at least 1, maybe 2 sections done on that. I mean, at least my teacher was nice. I think I said this before, but at least my teacher was nice enough to give us like sections to kind of focus on with different areas. So that's good. Glad about that. It's still been fairly cold today, but the weather hasn't been too bad. After this morning, although yeah, that frost was really annoying to walk around on, but most of it kind of just melted away. I mean, there's plenty of spots on campus here where it's just kind of a little muddy, but besides that, not too bad. And of course, I've watched plenty of YouTube, and pretty much almost, if not the entire time that I've really been here at Berea, but college, but I do think I don't know, I've kind of just enjoyed watching more random videos about sort of like Australian stuff. So I watched some, I can't remember this guy's name right off. I think his first name is Liam. I can't remember what his last one is. Anyways, yeah, he's this well, actually, I don't even know what his age is, but I reckon he's probably in his early to mid 20s. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So this guy here, he lives in Australia, and he just makes all sorts of funny videos of all kinds of different random things, with culture and whatnot. Big part of his stuff is that he's actually, well, he was an exchange student here to America for a while. I don't know how long it was, but so he makes a lot of videos on the comparisons between the two countries, and or people from one going to the other one, and it is pretty funny. I'll say one thing that I've really liked when I've read about people's experiences or read articles or research, or look at videos or ask people sorts of questions in real life. The few times that I can actually manage to find people who've been to or are from said countries I'm interested in, and that are also willing to give a little more in-depth analysis or something, or providing more interesting facts. Honestly, I think it's super cool that gets to happen. Just because, I don't know, I really appreciate having a more, I don't know, a sort of more like a bigger or broader sort of perspective on different places in the world. What they're like, what their cultures are, not necessarily good or bad per se, although I guess there's elements of that in it too, I suppose. Although that's really a subjective thing, and a different whole topic I could talk about some other time. I don't really want to do that right now. But anyways, nonetheless, I really get into a lot. It's really fun learning a lot more about different places in the world, and just because I feel like, especially here in America, we don't learn. At least I reckon most schools here, right? At least most public schools, we don't learn about, we don't learn about other countries. We don't learn about, the world outside of us very much. Or if we do, there's just portrayed in a very simplistic or stereotypical manner, or it's just really not that much information that you actually get. If you want to learn more, so you basically just have to ask people who actually, have experiences, or secondly, look stuff up, or three, the best method, but unfortunately I've not been able to do this yet, but I certainly hope I get to, multiple times, at least in my lifetime. We'll see, I guess. Would be to actually go places and, do shit for myself. That would be the most exciting, right? It's one thing to learn about stuff on the internet and ask people and get secondhand accounts of stuff from a limited perspective, but from a few select people. But it's much more interesting, I feel like, at least for myself, if I actually do shit. Although it's not to say that learning about, right, I'm still happy to learn in, pretty much most ways that I can. So that's fun. It's fun. I don't keep on just being I'm not actually saying specific things yet, differences or cultural things or interesting facts I've learned, but I do hope that at some point, I have no idea when, but I don't know, maybe sometime in the next few weeks or something, I don't know, we'll see. I'd like to make at least maybe 2, maybe 3, possibly 4 videos. Who knows, maybe I might change my mind completely and just do a whole damn series or something, but of fun different things that I've learned or questions I have and all that. I think that could be really fun. And I don't know, I've also just really been enjoying the, don't get me wrong, I really like the Minecraft content, but I really like having other content too, because as much as I love the game and probably very much still going to play it, make videos of it, I like having other things to be interested in, just because I think that, if you focus, or if I focus, I suppose, right, too much on one thing, too much on one interest, no matter how big of an interest it is, or special interest, me being autistic and all, right, it still helps have other things that you like doing, or that you care about, or that you want, but I don't think I'm too worried about that. I'm just saying. Although it just gonna remind me, speaking of interest, I looked this morning, I think it was, sometime this afternoon, I don't really remember when it was, sometime today, I looked at my to watch later list, and oh my god, I think it's around 2,500 videos. It's not quite that many yet, but it's getting there. Right, on my to watch later list. And it's like, it's crazy, I swear, because it's like, that's a lot of videos, to say the least. Right, but, it's on, of course there's plenty of Minecraft stuff in that, but there's also, history, politics, language, what else? Culture, music, different, series or shows, or, pieces of media, and I'll say maybe at least a few other things I'm forgetting about, but nonetheless, quite broad there. So, I was actually just thinking about, or rather I was thinking about this at dinner a little bit before that, and early on throughout the day. So, kind of this morning I made a whole comment thing about how, I was kind of worried about am I losing my curiosity or whatever, and to address that, I don't really think I was really concerned, or if there was, sorry about that, but, I don't know, right, well, I don't think that I actually am. I think I just get tired by, going to class or trying to pay attention to stuff, especially since I feel like that it can just be a lot of information to process, and I was also just feeling kind of tired, and I just wasn't really in the best mood this morning, so, there's that, but I don't know, nonetheless, I still don't really feel like, I don't really feel particularly, excited or interested or enthused in school stuff. And it's not to say that there aren't moments where I do. If I have good days, or end up having good days, kind of like how today ended up being, for the most part, right? Then I might be like, oh, I feel interested, right? So I guess there's that. You're like, oh, if it's a good day, I feel like I did well, then I'm more likely to be interested, or I feel more interested, right? I don't know. Whatever it is, something like that. But, yeah, anyways, so, I also didn't get it yet. Unfortunately, I don't know why I didn't think to buy, a whole bunch of the, whatever I had one or two different box options of Australian snacks and sweets and all that on my Amazon list. I don't know why I didn't buy that for myself for Valentine's, but no biggie. The candy I got for myself is still pretty nice anyways, and I've definitely enjoyed that. So again, I just kind kind of wish I got some chocolate stuff, because I really like the chocolate stuff more than fruity, but, you know, still good. Still very nice of myself to do that, and, you know, shouldn't complain too much. There's a lot of nice things that I have. But anyways, so yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know, today I'm probably going to just work on, you know, paper here for a little bit. I don't know how much I'll get done, but at least one, maybe two sections, possibly. I mean, if I just go ahead and decide to do the whole damn fucking paper, then that would be, you know, that would be awesome. Which I honestly, I might do, I might not, I don't know. I'm not planning on, I don't want to overbear myself, and, you know, I probably would like to play more Minecraft with some, you know, with Yig and the other Minecraft friends tonight, and kind of just want to enjoy, you know, not having an accounting homework and whatnot, but nonetheless, not too bad. And I don't know, I'm also just kind of thankful for it. I mean, you know, this morning wasn't the best, but after that, I mean, it's still been pretty cold, but, you know, it's not been too bad. Oh, okay, so one funny thing I'll say right before I go in here, next minute or so, well, is that, so in one of the many funny random sort of like videos about like Australian stuff that I watched earlier, and I think it's this one where it was like, I forget the exact title, but it's like, you know, like how you know when you're dating an Aussie woman or girl or something like that, and you know, and one of the funny things I thought was particularly funny was Nursing was like, and it's kind of showing where like she was like how like the lady would, you know, leave the house in like the different seasons and whatnot, and they're showing for winter, right? And then it's like, you know, I think she wanted this winter, but I don't know what it actually is. And then they were like, oh, it's negative, what was it, negative 10 degrees Celsius. And they're like, oh damn, it's cold. And me being like, huh, negative 10, I mean, sure, negative 10 degrees Celsius is cold, but like, that's not like that bad. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's just a humor thing there. Although I was actually looking at, I think it was average like weather, or at least like temperatures, anyways, in Sydney, you know, throughout the year, and it actually looks like it has like very nice weather, surprisingly. Like, I mean, of course, I don't know how accurate that is. I mean, I've, you know, been there, obviously, but wish I had been. Super fun. Super cool. I don't know, I'm supposed to have some kind of meeting. Well, not just me, it's just like general study abroad meeting, but, you know, nonetheless. Right, study abroad meeting between me, a whole bunch of other students, and a few people at the CIE here, study abroad office. You know, so that's great. Yeah. So, anyways, again, I don't know if I'm accepted or not, but I'm really hopeful right now, and you know, and I've already said this like a lot of times, I feel like, but you know, I just feel genuinely excited to see what it's like there, and to you know, just be there, you know, for the whole 5 months, no, most of 5 months, however long it is. Right, I think I'd be leaving in like mid-July, and I don't know around what time in November I'd be coming back, but I don't know. I think, though, if I do get accepted, I think that, okay, while I do recognize that maybe right now, like, yeah, sure, I know that there's going to be a lot of challenges, you know, various different types, and some of those things might make me feel kind of anxious or homesick or confused. I think that's probably going to happen a lot, especially in the first month or so, right? There's going to be a lot of things that are just going to kind of hit me in the face like that. But I think nonetheless, I think, again, it could be, you know, experience of a lifetime, and really sort of like change the way that I sort of like perceive the world. I don't know. I've heard this sort of idea from a lot of other people here at the college who've studied abroad before, and they come back and are like, it's like I see the world like a completely different way, or like I see things so differently, and I'm gonna start describing it in like a really good way. So I'm really excited for that for myself. You know, if this is the opportunity, hopefully it is. Again, I mean, I don't want to think about it too much right now, but I do feel a little bit like, well, you know, I have a lot of places on this planet Earth that we call home that I would just love to see and explore, you know, for, you know, regardless if it's actually study abroad or just a trip there, but nonetheless. So anyways, oh, and I guess I should actually going, I said a minute, but it's been like 5-10 minutes later, I don't know, however long it's been. But again, one last fact. So one of the videos I was watching by this guy, Liam, I think his name is, right, and one of the funny videos he was doing is like, he's talking about like inflation or like cost of living or whatever, and it was like comparing it from like 2000 to, you know, now 2025, and it was super funny because I think it was like, maybe it was like in 2000 it was like, well, a certain like can of something cost like what, 50 cents or $1, however much it was. Again, it was, you know, Australian dollars. I don't know exactly how much that compares to US dollars, but it's not like too significantly different, I don't think. I don't know. But anyways, right, 50 cents, you know. And then it was like, oh, now it's like $300. Like, what the fuck happened in the last 25? I mean, I don't know, maybe that's, you know, it's a whole funny video, and it's, you probably exaggerated, but still, you know. And then the other funny part of being when, I think it was, so this guy, he was like 2000, he was like, okay, you know, so I'm gonna buy a house, and he, you know, he was talking to his mom, I think it was, and he was like, oh, you know, I wanted to buy this place, and it's like, you know, what was it, like $10,000 total, and he already had like 3,000 on hand or something, whatever it was, and then his mom was like, oh, that sounds really expensive. Super funny thinking now, because it's like $10K for a house, like, you know, like a modern, you know, fully sized house. I mean, I don't know real estate. I never bought a house. I have no real experience in such matters, but I definitely know one fact, and that's that houses are fucking expensive. And so that was just hilarious there. But then it was like in 2025, you know, this guy comes in the room, he's with his mom, right, and he's like, oh, I just won the lottery, and he's like, you know, I have like, he's like, oh, you know, I think he had like, what, 250 thousand, I think it was, I don't know, it was a lot, right? But then, you know, oh, no, I think it was like, no, I think it was like, I think it's about like 2.5 million, whatever it was. I don't know. It was like a lot of money, right? And yeah, so he just won the lottery here. I was like, oh, that's awesome, right? And he was like, you know, I should try to look for a, you know, a place to buy, and right. And they were scrolling through, and then someone was like, you kind of seem like their mood kind of just dropping, He was like, oh, average house. Or it was like, in city, $1 million. Or it was like $1 million, like, well, you know, 1.5 billion or however much it was, right? I was like, what the hell? So then I actually, like, later on, and I didn't do it at the time, unfortunately, but I did do it later on. I just did a quick Google search, and I was like, USD to, no, it was like AUD to USD. So then I put in, what was it, the 1.5 mil AUD. That's about 955K here. So yeah, definitely pretty expensive for a house. But yeah. So, although nonetheless, housing crisis, like I say, I think it's probably a real thing, but I don't know for certain. But I'm pretty certain that it is like a real thing. Anyways, super funny stuff there. I do hope to make actual videos, at least a few. And one video that at least 1 or 2 videos I really hope to make, but again, it really just depends on if I actually get accepted to this study abroad program and I go, and you know, what have you nots and all that, right? You know, all the logistics aside, practical details, whatnot there too. Right, it could, I really want to make at least 1 or 2 videos about culture shocks and like funny experiences and memories, and how it sort of like changes my perspective on the world or the United States, or all sorts of different things really. And yeah, but again, just really depends on if I get accepted to this or not. But if there's any Christians out there, feel free to pray for me to get accepted to this. I would greatly appreciate the support. But if you want to help support the channel, regardless if you're a Christian or not, religious or not, right, whatever your faith is, or don't, or not, whatever, feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Really helps out a lot. It's really nice to me to know that there's a bunch of people out there who are willing to give me at least a few minutes of their time. I mean, again, I know most of my videos are far from a few minutes, but if you always at least watch a few minutes, still appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.